Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Harry Barr. He's the President, CEO, and Director for NextGen. Harry, how are you today?
Very good, Tracy. How are you?
Harry, I'm going to just start by saying that I had not read your bio until last night, and I noticed that you have raised $250 million in over 9 countries for your multiple projects, and for some reason you've gotten into the medicinal marijuana, industrial hemp, and alternative medicine industry. What got you there?
Well, 4 companies in the mining industry, Tracy, and as you know, the last couple of years have been very difficult for the junior miners. So we decided to take one out. And long story short, I've been a farmer, our family has since 1866. Went to the University of Guelph, studied agribusiness, and have followed that industry all my life.
Well, we love agribusiness, and speaking of that, you have a very interesting model for NextGen, GreenRush Financial Conferences, and it's my understanding we are all going to be out in Toronto on Thursday, June 26th for the next GreenRush Financial event.
Yes, our first company, 100% owned, is GreenRush Financial Conferences, and it really is the hub and the platform for education and finance in those 3 industries, and that would be medical marijuana, industrial hemp, and alternative medicine.
Now, it's my understanding that the event that you just recently had in Vancouver was literally a stampede of investors. So what should we expect here in Toronto?
I would expect the same. Our booths are almost sold out. There's just a couple left. The speaking slots have been sold out for a long time, and we expect 1,000 to 2,000 visitors.
I've had a couple of people call me about some of the exciting speakers that you have presenting. Would you like to talk to us about some of your personal favorites?
Well, I always start with Jody Emery, whose husband unfortunately has been put in jail for 5 years and really is like the Mandela, I think, of the marijuana business. But Jody, first time I saw her speak was just probably 2 months ago, and she literally made me cry. And she talked about the people who suffer when she goes to visit her husband. And it's really the children who suffer and the grandparents and the parents of young people who get caught with marijuana, and basically it ruins their lives.
So talk to us a little bit. You know, InvestorIntel audience is full of industry leaders and high net worth investors. Can you tell us what the benefits are and advantages in investing in medicinal marijuana?
Well, it's a brand new industry with new laws in April. You know, you really have to come and see the doctors who speak about it. Deloitte is there speaking about the new industry and why accountants should be interested in it. We have the lawyers talking about the legal end of it. We have many of the people that are actually in the industry who own companies within it who speak about it. So it's a real educational process, but it also is, there's a lot of very interesting people speaking, and there's some people who talk about why it changed their lives and why they don't want chemicals and why they would prefer to use medical marijuana.
Okay, so just jumping right into this, I've noticed that I had a number of columnists who were quite passionate. In fact, I was quite surprised by how interested they were in writing about not only medicinal marijuana, but the impact of alternative medical treatments in general. Is there anything you'd like to just, you know, I know it's a large topic, is there anything you would like to mention to our audience about this?
Well, everyone gets caught up in the medical marijuana. It's definitely very topical. But being a farm boy and the fact that my grandfather, Harry Barr, the same name as me, grew industrial hemp on our farm for the War Act to make rope. It's the strongest natural fiber in the world, and this country actually made it legal in 1998. The United States has not yet. And I was just at a big conference in Europe where 42 countries were represented, and it was an agricultural event in Cologne, Germany, and it was one of the most exciting conferences that I've seen. I've always believed in hemp. I almost went into the business when it became legal in 1998, and I've followed it even more since. But you know, getting back to hemp, it's the strongest natural fiber in the world. It will feed the world. It's a protein that would feed Africa and a lot of poor countries. It will build buildings. 3 components, water, lime, and hemp, will make buildings. So, I mean, there's so many things that can be said about it. Of course, the alternative medicine business, the third one, really, in the United States next year, they're projecting $214 billion. It's a $1 trillion industry. So we're talking here about the chiropractors. We're talking about the naturopaths, the natural foods, and those type of smaller companies that can't get financed. And we're really putting business to business together. We're educating the people on all these industries, and we're letting business to business talk to each other and try to finance each other or sell their wares to each other.
Well, I think that's a stupendous idea because I personally am seeing a lot of investors just rushing out there trying to find an excellent MMJ or a medicinal marijuana company to invest in. So perhaps what they should just do is, you know, obviously I'm not an investment advisor, but buy shares, of course, in NextGen, and then you are investing in the overall industry. Is that the concept behind NextGen?
That's the concept. We plan to buy into 3 to 5 companies in the next 3 to 5 years, and we've actually announced our second one on May 6th. It's called GreenRush Analytical Laboratories, and our objective is to have several laboratories in this country that would work like mining, where they would analyze different areas of the cannabis business, both for licensed producers and for the industrial hemp people.
Well, Harry, thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to attending GreenRush in Toronto next week.
Thanks for having us, Tracy.